this isn't like the first story. Like, I don't have specifics on other stories, but I know this hasn't been the first of former Padres not having, the best things to say
Yeah.
about the Padres' development and their farm system people. And Ken Rosenthal wrote last year that before the 2020 deadline, Preller literally told Ty France weeks before the deadline that he was going to be a big part in the organization. And then he ends up getting traded.
Yeah.
And now he's probably an all-star. And then Eric Lauer here saying this and how it felt like he wasn't really cared about once he reached the big leagues and he wasn't performing. That's not great. That is not great news. I know they made changes last offseason with the farm system and I think the scouting director and all that. And I know Preller, before you go in here, I mean, I know has that right, the history of dealing guys and always floating his players out there, but
Mhm.
that's different from not caring about someone's development even when they're in the major leagues and they're not maybe pitching as well as you would have hoped. You don't give up on them, you continue to try.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little concerning to hear because of, as we heard last time with Ty France, as you mentioned, um, as you know, he said he was going to be a big part of the team moving forward, and then he's gone just like that. Um, Eric Lauer maybe felt that there was some sort of miscommunication. Maybe that's kind of what it sounds like to me. That there was a message that came across that wasn't maybe what the team wanted their players to, see it as. But that's what they did see it as Lauer came out and said. I, it's a little, I don't know, it's a little worrying considering, how many good prospects we've had and how many have been shipped off now and are doing well in other organizations.
There's a lot of guys that Preller has given up on,
Hmm.
and maybe
Early
that's
too.
yeah, and maybe it's him feeling the pressure to win and saying, "Okay, I'm gonna go get Clev." I'm not saying these are just examples I'm throwing out there of guys, but like Clev and going out and getting Nola and saying, "Okay, Mejia, Hedges, they're not working." I know Hedges wasn't there then, but they weren't working. Let's go get Nola, and that hasn't worked out probably as the way that they would have hoped. It just feels like a lot of jumping the gun, and maybe that's the pressure that he feels. I don't know why he would feel that pressure though, unless it's just the internal pressure to win. Because from what we've heard from Peter Seidler, I don't know who Preter is. Sorry, that's not his brother. Peter Seidler. All we've heard from him is pretty much, I have a lot of confidence in AJ. He literally said before the season, it's not a must-win year, which kind of pissed me off, quite frankly.
I agree. Yeah.
So I don't feel like Preller's getting the pressure from Seidler, and especially since Seidler took the full ownership over Ron Fowler. So maybe, and Fowler was the owner in 2020 when he made all those moves at the deadline, Preller, that is. So it could be just him feeling internal pressure and really wanting to win. And of course he does. That's his job. But it's not a good look, getting back to the Lauer conversation, of seemingly not caring about prospects or guys that are at the big league level now that aren't working out. Like, when the team has been winning and it's getting better, he's spending more time with the big league team. But he's a scout at heart, and so maybe part of it is how Lauer is feeling is that Preller went and scouted and wasn't with the team all of the time, and so that maybe got came off as, okay, he doesn't care about us. He's
Yeah, he's not here.
scouting 17, 18-year-olds in high school instead of trying to help develop us and talk to us.